Hello, everybody, and welcome to the R&R podcast. Whether you are listening on any of your podcast listening services or you're watching the vidcast version here on the RyunnEldred YouTube channel, I would like to welcome you all nonetheless to the Season 1 finale. I am your host, RyunnEldred, and I'm here with the ever-illuminated Razgriz, the BossFoss, our co-host. We're going to start this episode off as normal. While David works on fixing his lighting issue, we're gonna do our small talk portion. Rozzy Grizzy, the Bossy Fossy. How have you been, buddy? We had a major holiday since the last episode. We took a week off for the holidays.
Did we?
Yeah, we didn't put out an episode this last week.
You were absolutely right. We did not, did we?
Nope. Sorry, I decided to take
so hard to keep track of this stuff. There, I'm illuminated, and I just have the crescent moon in my eye now.
I can see it reflected. See, if you're watching the vidcast version, you can see it reflected in Razgriz's glasses. If you're just listening, then you could only heal.
You can also, with my glasses, you can also see the one. If you look hard enough, you can see my hand going across my screen, and two, you can see the red and purple from our backgrounds. But anyway, what was your question? I'm so sorry.
Small talk. Let's small talk it up. How have you been for the last 2 weeks? Give us an update on the last 2 weeks.
It's been a very interesting time. Work is work without going into too much detail about work. But this vacation that I'm on was very much appreciated. I have been doing something new, kind of. So, those of you watching, you might not know this, but at one point, when Fallout 76 was released, and I'm going to see a smile. Yeah, there's a smile on Ryunn's face. When Fallout 76 released in the beta, me and Ryunn played it. I never did get that achievement, by the way. I do have to create a new character to get the achievement.
Yeah, no, I had to start a new character. The character we started with, It's Your Boy Chris, has been my playthrough that I'm running back, getting all the achievements for the missions we did during the beta.
But anyway, I don't know if it was a famously stopped, but I had stopped playing because I hate multiplayer games. And at one point, I had stopped playing with you for like a month. And when we got back together, I was a level like 30 and you were a level 100. And then it just continued. You continued to just like move on without me. And I felt a little betrayed. I was like, you know what, man? I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm just going to stick to single player games.
But that was your mentality beforehand, too.
Yeah, well, I'm not a major fan of multiplayer games because I just hate people. Famously hate people, apparently.
Yes, very famously hate people.
But as Ryunn knows, the last week, right about the start of break.
Quite literally, I think the day break started, I think you randomly hopped in for something. I can't remember what the reason was that you...
I was like, you know what? Because my wife wanted me to play it. She's like, you never play it. Just play it just one time. Now I've been playing it almost daily, except for, of course, I just went up to my in-laws' house, and they do not appreciate me playing video games in their house that does not have great internet. So I went on a 4-day binge without playing it. Kind of. Because me and Ryunn were able to see each other in person in months. Many months. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I actually saw
I was going to say, it wasn't like the first time this year, but I think in the year in total, I think we've met up maybe 3 times? Maybe. 2 or 3 times. Yes. It's not a lot, because you don't find yourself down this way all that often.
No.
And I never find myself
it's
up
a 5-hour drive that I
just
do not want to ever have to take. So,
I feel that.
uh, yeah, so that's what it's kind of been new in my life is I'm now up to level 103. And so in the span of like 3 days, 4 days, I shot from level 63 to 103. And I'm sure that later on tonight, after we're done recording this podcast, you finish with whatever you were wanting to take care of. I'm sure we will find ourselves back in uh, the land of
76.
Appalachia.
The wonderful world of Appalachia.
Yes. What about you? What's new with you since we last did the podcast?
Well, since we last did the podcast, I've been playing a lot of Fallout 76. No.
Oh, actually, hang on. There's one more thing. One more thing happened since our podcast. I almost totally forgot. I received a gift. Yeah. See, I knew we were going to be doing the podcast right now.
Oh, yeah, you received a
So
gift.
I put this right next to my desk. I'm like, I'm going to have this out. Somebody gifted me a controller.
I wonder who would be so awesome to do that.
Watch me just like
You
totally
drop
blow
it
this
and shatter. Just shatters the casing.
So I would like to publicly thank Mr. RyunnEldred for gifting me this amazing, amazing controller. It looks wonderful. My one stipulation and one complaint is
Oh yeah, no.
Microsoft messed up and did not give me the directional pad for this. I I understand that people do like these pads. I don't. I'm not much of a fan of them. I like the normal directional pad.
Same.
So thankfully, with my normal controller, I can just swap it out. So it'll go from this beautiful gold and blue to gold and blue, and I think it is black because I didn't get the red one.
Hmm.
But yeah. And then at the exact same time that Ryunn gifted me this controller, somebody else got me a controller. Yeah. So this one came from my lovely, lovely self. I bought myself a controller, not an Xbox controller. I bought myself
A
a new
PlayStation.
PlayStation controller,
I
which
need to
I'm
get a
not
new
taking out of the
PlayStation.
box right now. But it's the
Is that Yota?
Ghost of Yotai. Sorry. For those of you watching, I'm attempting to hold up the box. There you go.
For the video format, I'll have you just take pictures and I'll just edit it in on the video
No
that
need.
gets uploaded.
It's right there. It's on screen right now. It's a white controller with gold in there. It's
Beautiful.
very beautiful. I gotta find a better place to start storing these. Once we get this office better cleaned up, I'll actually probably display a few things because there's a few controllers I have that are probably never going to be played. That's much.
Respectable. I mean,
The the controller you gifted me is going to be getting some play very soon, but the PlayStation 1, I'll probably have my Astrobot one and my Helldivers one. I'll probably put them in an airtight case that they're safe from because the cats keep knocking controllers off of the table. Anyway, please continue with what you were saying. I'm so sorry for interrupting.
I think with my controller collection, I have obviously thematically, I have my Doom, the Dark Ages one, which I love. It's my main controller right now. I got a Tiny Tina's Wonderland and a Gears of War 5 one. And I would have had the Elite Pro 2 controller that you got me many years ago, but the cats like to knock stuff off the desk, and the controller quite literally exploded.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
I do feel like I have to replace my Xbox controller. Seems like once every 18 months.
I had that
not from the cats, just like
what normal
controller
wear and
itself will
tear.
just yeah.
stick drift, all that other stuff. To answer your question on how I've been for the last 2 weeks, minus the joke of Fallout 7, playing a lot of Fallout 76. Good. I'm very happy for the break because we work a similar job, so we have 2 weeks off during this time. Which this first week, because today's Saturday, so we're ending out the first week of our 2 week break. My sleep schedule has been so unbelievably fucked. Today is the first time all week that I actually got some sleep. It just sucks that I couldn't go to sleep till like 10:30 and I woke up at like 3:50.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm up all night and just I'm not sleeping. We've had really bad storms. I'm having electrical issues in my house, so I have to keep flipping a breaker so my food don't go bad. It's been hectic. A lot of issues I feel like I shouldn't have to be taking care of right now.
If you guys would like to donate to the RyunnEldred Relief Fund, no, I mean it would be cool if we had one of those for you, but unfortunately,
Oh god, I would never tap into it. I'd feel too guilty. The holidays were kind of fucked for my family, if I'm just gonna put it bluntly.
did we
We
pass the
had
15-minute mark?
Oh, did you not know YouTube changed the rules for that?
I was
Oh.
screwing with you.
But no, we had family issues. Nobody got together. My mom's feelings were really hurt. Quite literally, the highlight of my holiday was hanging out with you, going to the diner and running into a person from the past. That
Yes, if you're
weirdly was
watching person
on
from the
my
past,
I would be
you never
so
know. You never
phenomenally
know.
I would be so phenomenally shocked. We have viewers cuz I did the analytics for everything today for the episode, and like our podcasts, they don't do great, but they're not doing horrible. We actually have traffic.
Beep beep.
but
Sorry, I keep interrupting
um
you very rudely. I'm so sorry.
oh
Please
no, you're
continue.
good. You're good. It was that was probably the
Once
highlight
again,
of my
I'm
holiday.
I'm very sorry, Tim. I'm very sorry for interrupting you. Please continue.
I watched Edge of Sleep finally.
Oh yeah, dude, how'd you like it? Or had you
I
finished it?
I finished it. I binged watched it all last night. One of the multiple reasons why I
That's
couldn't go to
probably
sleep
why you
last
didn't
night.
sleep. Yeah.
I binged watched it in preparation for Iron Lung, which sounds weird because the two shows don't correlate at all. Outside of like having Markiplier being a
Right.
in it in some aspect. But I really loved Edge of Sleep, and I really hope they are making a season two.
It's
Cause
definitely setting itself up for a season two. I did not listen to the audio. Was that a podcast or just an audio?
so
Uh,
it's the
I want to say it was
company
a
that
podcast.
produces Distractable.
Yes.
They have an audio story series which Edge of Sleep is a part of.
Yes.
Which I believe Markiplier wrote Edge of Sleep. I can't
I
remember.
don't know if he wrote Edge of Sleep, but I know that he was in Edge of
He
Sleep
he
because
was the one that narrates the whole thing.
he reprised his role as as
Yeah.
the guy.
I hope they do a season two. Um I wanted to watch it because I wanted to see kind of Markiplier's acting chops. I've seen The Heist, I've seen In Space,
Sure. Yeah.
but like if I'm gonna be paying to see Iron Lung if it hits the theaters around where I live, like I want to make sure I'm not seeing it just for the Markiplier sake.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But it also leads to an idea that I've been having for the last couple of months where I've been watching a lot of video game adaptations. Like right before we hopped on here while I was working on some editing stuff, I was watching Silent Hill,
Hmm.
which, in my opinion, in a very well vocalized opinion online, the Silent Hill 1 and 2 movies are probably some of the best video game adaptations out there. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you get Paul W.S. Anderson's like Resident Evil, Netflix's Resident Evil, Monster Hunter. You had the Super Mario Brothers. I'm not including the animated Super Mario Brothers in this because even though, yeah, an animated film is a video game adaptation, I feel like it's just different than a live action representation.
Mm-hmm.
But like the best adaptations we've gotten would have been the original seasons of Witcher, Silent Hill subjectively, and like I can't really think of any other video game based movies and TV shows that actually exploded outside of those. Like, yeah, there are some because I can name a plethora of video game adaptations, but to hammer home the point here, because I'm just sidebarring myself now. Um, I think you remember back in the day when YouTube had its own TV like thing, the YouTube originals or
I
YouTube Red, whatever it was called, where they like invested in YouTubers making TV
yes,
shows and
I
movies.
do remember YouTube Red. I think that was the same.
They
Yeah.
should
Anyway.
they should have had Let's Players invest in doing video game adaptations.
Okay. Yeah.
Which don't get me wrong, could have been really good or really bad. And I feel like Iron Lung will test the waters of my theory for that because it is a video game adaptation that
Mm-hmm.
is being directed, produced, starring, written by a YouTuber. And I
Right.
feel like if it does well, I feel like that could very much open the door for other content creators that want to pursue filmmaking that could easily get the IP licensings to do these. And I
So
feel like YouTube would be a really good outlet for that.
when you click on, if you go to the Iron Lung website and you click on buy tickets, keep in mind when this started, they were just a few movie theaters. I think
Yeah.
it was around LA, and then it just exploded. They are now in 2,141 theaters, including your town.
My town?
Your town, the movie theater in your town is supposed to be getting it. You can't buy your
Woo!
tickets yet, but it is
Your
there.
town USA will have Iron Lung
I do
tickets.
know that my wife and we already bought tickets for our own movie theater to see it. So we
I
are also
might
very excited to see it.
I might call out of work just to go see
Yeah.
it.
So
Irresponsible,
the
but
cool thing
I
about
want
our
to see
movie
it.
theater is not a lot of people in our area know this. Our movie theater actually will run movies a day early. So
Hmm.
if the movie releases like Friday, there will be showtimes on Wednesday. It's just like two showings, so it's typically like 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock, just for just a couple showings, and then Thursday they'll have showings throughout the entire day, and then Friday, of course, is the release. So we're doing that.
Nice.
But
I'm excited
I
for
do
it.
agree. Like I I am excited to see it done. I mean, I've been
We've
with like following Mark for many years,
and just
and
hearing the efforts he's gone through to make this movie is
of
a
course,
whole other because I love film. Like me personally speaking, I love film, and this would be an avenue. We've talked about it on another podcast episode
briefly. Yeah.
where I was like, "Hey, let's pitch video game adaptation movie ideas." Like, I would love to make a video game adaptation of something I'm passionate about.
I will say I was not expecting Iron Lung to be a game that would get a video like a movie adaptation. Okay, so like I know that there's a little bit of lore, but it's a fairly
Short.
simple, like short indie game. Not saying that it was like there's not a lot of work that went into it because the mechanics behind it is actually pretty incredible. I would love to name drop the channel that I watched it on, but I do not remember who it was. But they did a boundary break, kind of like of Iron Lung. It wasn't. I don't think it was boundary break. It might have been, but like the entire map is there, and you're just moving the camera, and then you have to take the picture, which I thought was pretty interesting.
I'm going to watch a playthrough of it, probably Mark play it if I'm being honest, before I go see the movie. Because I've watched bits and pieces of Iron Long, but I don't know anything about it other than that you're trapped in a submarine on an alien planet that is full of a ocean of blood,
Yes,
and that's like the extent of what I know about it.
I think you're trying to earn your freedom. I think you were a convict,
Yeah,
and you're not the first one to go down. I don't think. But regardless, because
regardless, yeah.
this is just the catch up before the meat of the episode.
Nope,
So
this is the meat of the episode
this
now. We're
very well
talking
could
about
just be the little thing.
Markiplier.
Um,
This has became a Markiplier appreciation podcast.
oh, dude, we could talk for hours about Mark.
I could.
I don't know if actually hours, but we could talk a while about him. Like I do.
I could go on for an hour long
I
on the
appreciate.
experience of meeting him.
I did not get a chance to meet him, but I could say that he has been influential in more ways than I could probably even count.
He has a voice that
Oh,
cures
there you
depression.
go. Okay. There you go.
I was
like,
letting you finish.
frozen?
I was letting you finish.
Dude, you weren't moving.
I was
Anyway.
being a gentleman and letting you finish, David.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah. I will say it has definitely grown. The amount of theaters that it is in has definitely grown.
I wonder after all is said and done if he will do another project this ambitious again. Because it's like I've heard distractible clips where he talks about like this has just been like a grueling experience for him.
Yes.
But at the same time, he's never done anything on this caliber before, and the fact that he is doing it and is successfully doing it, like whether or not
fans love him,
whether or not the movie flops or not, he succeeded in the aspect of doing this, which is more than what anybody could say for a lot of things.
And even if the movie flops, which I don't think it's going to,
I don't think,
seeing how a lot of these theaters are sold out showings,
I think it's gonna do a FNAF 2, where FNAF 2 is looked at as one of the bigger box office video game adaptations as of right now, but it also holds a record for Rotten Tomatoes for having the most divided critic split, where critics hated it, but the fans and audience loved it so much. Because I believe it's the split is critics are like 30 something, and then the audience reviews of it are in the 80s or 90s, which makes the biggest divide for a movie scored by Rotten Tomatoes. And I could see it being something like that, where naturally the critics that usually bomb video game adaptations and like the more pop culturally movies, critics are gonna bomb it, but
Rotten
the
Tomatoes,
fans, yeah,
120 reviews and put it at 16%. 5,000 verified ratings, and it's at 85% for the popcorn meter.
Mm-hmm.
The fans, I think, did love it.
Yeah, it actually, if I'm not mistaken, it broke box office records in its opening week. Yes. Which, looking at it from our point of view, that would be a success in my eyes. I don't know. I also don't really trust Rotten Tomatoes, if I'm being honest.
I don't think anybody really trusts Rotten Tomatoes. Like it's always like a joke of, what did Rotten Tomatoes give this movie, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
We should make a podcast about that.
We should. We absolutely should. I know on the Nerdgazmic podcast, there was an idea.
No, no,
No,
nope,
no, nope, nope,
nope.
nope.
This is the only podcast you're getting. Hard to remember which hand's which. This is the only podcast you're getting me on now.
All right. Well, since this is the only podcast we got you on, I have a few things to go through, and the meat.
I'm so sorry.
What? What?
I'm so sorry. I derailed you.
No, I derailed myself talking. Listen. When Markiplier gets brought up, I derail myself. My mom was going through boxes of my stuff in inventory that I have in like storage. I don't know. I just work here. Yeah, pretty much. She came across the Markiplier's You're Welcome tour stuff that I have that's just boxed away. And she's like, why the fuck do you have like little paddles with an M and a mustache on it that are red and green? And like, why do you have this and this? And I was like, Mom, there was a time back when I was happy. But
I do have Markiplier shirts. I have 2 of them kicking around my room right now.
I had 2, but now I just have 1 because Thou Who Shall Not Be Named stole my favorite Markiplier shirt. And I'm definitely not salty about it. Mm-hmm. But the chunk of today's episode is we're looking at a year in review as well as kind of resolutions, everything. It's the end of the year, end of the season podcast.
It's the end of the year?
Well, I mean, it's a couple of days away. It's a handful of days away. I didn't think you wanted to do 3 episodes in a week. 2 to 3 episodes in a week. So we're sticking to schedule because that's one of the resolutions. But year in review. You know, every year we kind of talk about our goals, or at least my goals for the channel, and like the stuff that I set myself up for, or personal health resolutions, shit like that, you know. The same typical stuff we talk about every year and then give up about February.
Yes. I do understand.
But let's take a look down memory lane, follow the good old yellow brick road, and talk about our year in review.
You totally went into our old podcast and wrote down what we wrote, didn't you?
Huh?
You totally went into the past podcast where we talked about our resolutions and wrote down.
So I don't have, at least I don't think I have it on a paper over here, because I have my new. Yeah, okay. So the only paperwork I have over here is the saga playlists, the cliff notes I wrote for today's episode, and then a page on some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
I mean, I have the other YouTube journals down by my desk. I'd have to get up and grab them, and I'm too lazy.
That's fair.
Like, I need to get a bottle of water, and I'm like too lazy to get up and get water. So I'll suffer from my dry throat. But this year,
yes.
Did you have any resolutions you wanted to tackle for the 2025 year?
So, it's funny you asked that. I don't remember what I said. I imagine I was setting more realistic goals of like I wanted to get down to a certain weight. I wanted to be able to lift a certain weight. I wanted to be able to I'm trying to remember what they were, but I don't remember. Probably because I abandoned them in like February and stopped
normal typical resolutional goals.
I do think I wanted to be more of a completionist or start completing more games.
That sounds very accurate. I didn't listen to last year's end of the year thing when we were going on and off about it, but that does sound relatively, because that's something you've talked about wanting to do and you've been doing this year.
Yeah, I've been trying to do better. I will say regarding my health stuff, I have not followed that resolution. I do have a plan. I just need a bit more money.
Oh, I just need a bit more money.
I've got a plan. Um, but anyway, sorry, distracted. I don't remember what my previous resolutions were, and if I did set the resolutions, I don't think I really follow them, except for completing games I've been trying to do better on. I 100%ed Death Stranding 2, or Death Stranding, not 2.
Yeah,
Death
you did the first Death Stranding.
I 100%ed Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, that is true. You did.
Um, and I 100%ed Astrobot. And then even after
Every time the DLCs
every time
come
they
out.
would update something, I'm like, 100% of that, and I completed every time trial. My wife can attest to the struggling to complete the final one. That was a tough sucker for sure. Um, Xbox wise, I don't think I actually completed any games. Like I finished, but I don't think I 100%ed anything. So I do need to work on an Xbox. Uh, PlayStation wise, I completed the two. It's hard to three. It's hard to remember though what all there was.
I know
Anyway,
it's
what about you?
12 months ago. So, uh, I reached behind me and pulled out the beginning of the year journal that's just not gonna show itself on green screen. So I actually have my resolution list for 2025 right here. The main goal was getting the subs and followers and everything that I wanted.
Yes.
So I reached my minimum goals for YouTube, which the minimum goal was I wanted to cross the 200 threshold because for the last 4 or 5 years, like I was under 200, which sounds like very very low numbers, but they're high to me. Okay,
No,
I
no, you're
can't.
good.
I was
You're
like, I
at
can't even fathom talking to 200 people at one time. Like that
you
is
are at
anxiety inducing.
204 right now.
But on top of the minimum goal of 200, I went and looked at my analytics and everything in this year actually has gone up in percentage. I've gone up by 36% of my viewership, 62.7% of watch time, and I've had a 20% increase in subscribers in this year. Um
Nice.
Outside of that, my Twitch TV account, I wanted to reach 100 followers, which I've gotten close to the minimum goal of 100. I'm 10 away, which really sucks. I might be 11 now at this point because I keep blocking bot accounts.
Yeah, you're at 89 followers right now.
Yeah, I had to block a bot account the other day. But outside of the follower list, I'm one goal away from reaching affiliate and making money on it. So that was something I was really pushing for this year that I'm going to be bringing in this year. I did not do a single project this year that I had written down for my resolutions. We didn't even work on Hotline. We didn't work on the I'll Make Love to You Part 2. I wrote nothing in terms of, well, I won't say I wrote nothing in terms of the books I was working on, and I won't say I did nothing in project wise, because I did work on fake ads in the last month that I just haven't had the opportunity to show yet.
Right.
But I will be showing relatively soon, so I'll give myself a little pat on the back for that. But my last resolution was kind of in yours where you wanted to be a completionist. I wanted to just finish things because I have a bad habit of starting stuff and never finishing it. And so my resolution was finishing games. And in this notepad journal over here, um, I've kept track since 2022. It would be every time we finished a game or not a DLC, but big enough to be considered like a small game,
Mm-hmm.
I would write it down on a list. So in 2022, we did 12 games. 2023, we did 12 games. 2024, we did 13. And then this year, we hit a whopping 14 games completed this year. I've done Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia, the Doom 2016, the first Mafia, the first Death Stranding. Fable, Far Cry Instincts Predator, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, The Evil Within, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, BioShock Remastered. We finished Dead Rising 2 off the record, Silent Hill The Short Message, Far Cry Instincts Evolution, and when this episode comes out, I will be officially done with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And
Round of applause, guys. Round of applause.
if I could squeeze it in, I'll have another last minute end of the finish line game with the Outer Worlds, because I am right at the end of that game too. I'm just choosing to throw in the DLCs. So that's a lot of work. I feel like I've done really good this year. I know in the end of the year podcast for Drinking Corner, I talked about how, like, if I couldn't meet these goals, I was going to potentially just quit working on this. Not that I didn't see it worth it, but it was just one of those things where I felt very stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, if I can't pull the rabbit out of the hat and find some sort of enjoyment or incitement in doing this, then what's the point?
I do remember that part, and it does sound like you managed to reach quite a few of your goals. Some of them are kind of still out of your like not actually in your control.
No. It also comes down to the fact that I need to work on motivating myself more. I'm having a mental health journey, which has been great and fun and all that other jazz that comes with mental health work. Um I'm trying to do better by motivation and stuff. I have been diagnosed with depression and anxiety, bipolar disorder, so my moods when it comes to making content and feeling good, I could go to sleep one night being like I'm gonna wake up this Saturday morning and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna live stream and I'm gonna do this game and I want to finish this and I'm so motivated because I just got done filming this for 2 hours and I want to keep going, but I need to sleep. I need to work on my health. And then I'll have what I've been referring to as just rough nights. And then it's like I'm not waking up till 4 in the afternoon because I can't sleep. And then, you know, I'm
I
working
do,
on it though.
and I know that for a while there, and I'm this is going to kind of talk on behind the scenes a little bit.
Behind
I
the
Because if
scenes.
I'm not mistaken, I kind of quit the group channel this year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I I
That was this
I
year.
I let you have a nice walk away. I won't say you quit because you do still do stuff. Albeit sometimes not with your full consent and knowledge, but you still do stuff. We still talk about you over there, and we there are those of us who miss you over there.
You are the only person that actually talks to me, though.
We also have a
I
group
will
of
say,
people that are
Chris
horrible.
has reached out once or twice to check in on me, but nobody else has.
I think that also just stems down to everybody living their own lives, though, because I definitely feel like if I didn't reach out to certain people, I just wouldn't be talking to them. Like that goes for it's gonna be sad to say, but me and Mr. Retro, John. Like me and John, after I quit working at Roundtable, we don't talk to each other no more. We don't see each other. We see each other very rarely. We talk to each other very rarely. Mr. Retro hasn't been a part of a project since he dropped an introductory episode into My Secret Neighbor or My Friendly Neighborhood, whatever that Muppet game is. He did an episode of it, it blew up, and then he just quit.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
not I'm not saying quit as in he quit. He in his own life he just had a daughter.
right.
He's very preoccupied and busy. And again, life gets to people. Some people are bad at communicating. I know when you jumped in Outlast Trials,
Yes.
which is
I had jumped in to surprise you, uh,
it
and then
ended up
also
getting
to
dragged into a video.
I mean, I was kind of for those of you listening, if you have seen the episode, I was hamming it up about being angry about being in a group video. I didn't particularly care. I know I cleared this up with Ryunn, though I'm pretty sure he said that he knew I was joking.
Yeah.
I I don't mind. I had left for my own personal reasons, which I'm not going to get into right now. I also think at one point I had talked about it already. But anyway, I'm sidetracking.
You're good. You're giving me a chance to kind of wrap up what I'm writing down here.
Yeah, my intention right now is I'm trying to be a better friend and more supportive to you. I want to help you achieve your dreams and like hit your goals
Listen, to
because
achieve my dreams,
what like
I got a
because
plan and I need more money. A small loan of $1 million.
yes, well, I'm not loaning out $1 million just like that. But damn it, man, I was on a roll. You sidetracked me.
How does it feel, fucker? Oh,
I'm
sorry.
trying to be.
Sorry.
I'm
I
trying to
didn't
be
mean to
better.
interrupt you.
No, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be more supportive towards you, and I do know that I have given a lot to you in regards to game and channel wise because you'll drag me into games that I do not want to be playing.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like, I don't really want, like, this isn't really my cup of tea, but like, I'm here to be supportive. Outlast, it's not that I hate the game. Like, it is generally fun. It's just y'all need to choose better times to be playing games, guys.
We
But
do.
anyway,
We have a really fucked schedule when it comes to recording stuff.
sidetrack over.
But
Did I give you enough
yeah.
time to write down what you need to write down?
Yeah, so I'm just jotting down kind of newer resolution goals so I have them written down as they kind of flood in and come to me. Um when it comes to last year's resolutions, I did have one more category which was the Twitch stuff. As I mentioned, I didn't meet my goal by 11. Ow. I just gave myself a fucking paper cut.
How much did you
But
grow though?
oh, dude, I went from 25 from the start of this year. I went from 25 to 89, which
So,
is a
and
significant
I'm
leap.
pretty sure you were going to look on the positive, but I'm just going to be that voice of reason. Did you hit your goal of 100? No, but you went from 25 to 89.
Actually, I want to say I may have been under 25
You
because
went
I
from whatever
know.
number you were at to 89 people are now following your channel. And I know one of them's me, but like I was already following you.
Yeah, you were one
So
of
it
the
doesn't count.
original base sets because you're also a moderator on the channel too.
Yes. Though
But
I'm definitely not doing my job on that one.
outside, it's okay. I'm not even doing my job on it. I'm looking into new things, but that's a whole other conversation. I will say I was a little shocked. I streamed for 292 hours and 42 minutes so far this year. That number will obviously go up before the end of the year, but at this point, I think that is phenomenal.
That is phenomenal.
And it's pretty good because Twitch has been something I famously like dabbled in but never did. So it's really nice to see those numbers go up. A lot of people are loving games like Dead by Daylight and everything like that. So it's fun when I'm getting the audience through something that's engaging. And
Yes.
Twitch drops and Twitch working with smaller channels has definitely been a gracious foot in the door for that.
Yes.
Because
Speaking of, by
quite
the way, I don't know if you saw that there's drop going on right now for Outlast trials.
so I already have everything for the drop things for
Great.
Outlast and
I have
Hitman.
not connected my Twitch account, so
Yeah, no, you get a Franco Barbie set and some other like room
I saw.
things. It's pretty cool.
Anyway, sorry, distracted.
But to continue on with the yearly tradition of setting goals for oneself, um let's look into setting our 2026 goals. 2025 and just a collapsed review. I would say it was really shite. A
Hmm.
lot of ups, but it had its well fair share of downs.
Yeah.
A lot of personal growth for me, leaving a job that I was at for like 7 years,
Hmm.
exploring new avenues, just overall doing better things. I've set some personal goals. Do you have any personal goals for yourself? And we'll just bat them back and forth.
So you want me to start?
Yeah, sure.
So this one, let me see. I'm trying to figure out how much I want to actually share publicly and what I'm just going to keep to like privately between me and you. Because not all of my goals I plan on publicly sharing.
Yeah, I find myself able to
No
hold
offense,
myself
guys,
more
but
accountable with it being out in the open, which is like a weird thing because I do find myself having a very private life. But like, I feel
like,
like if I make it known outwardly, I have more of a drive to hold myself accountable for keeping the goals. So like
right.
one of my main goals, which is something you know I struggle with, because you're one of the few people I openly talk about with it. My first goal for my personal goals is regularly take my meds,
Yeah, okay.
which you know is like a hard thing between like the anxiety meds, bipolar meds, antidepressants. My big thing is my diabetic meds, because
Yes.
if I were to prick my finger right now and tell you my blood sugar, you'd be driving 4 hours to take me to Inlo.
Um, I'm not going to be sharing that personal stuff
Yeah, which is
on
all
that.
good, you know.
Me and you can talk about it later.
Yeah.
My first goal that I will share in a professional sense is I'm going to I want to complete. I'm going to set a low goal, and
Low goals are still
it's going to be
goals.
low goal, but it's going to sound high. I'm wanting to complete 100% 15 games at least. If I can complete more, great. But I'm wanting to 100% at least 15 games. That not meaning I start from zero now. Like go into my catalog and go, okay, I'm close with this one, 100%, 100%. There's going to be a few that I'm really going to struggle with, especially the like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Evolution games. I struggle with challenges sometimes.
I feel that because like you like the Jurassic Park evolution and those type of sim games. I love the Sims. And I know when it comes to like trying to knock out the achievements for a simulation game in that sense, it can be very hard and challenging.
Especially when it's like a specific thing of you need to take a photograph of this dinosaur doing this exact thing from this, like, okay, guys, like I'm trying. So 15 games, which setting the bar. I mean, 15 is not a low number, especially with how much effort I'm gonna have to actually like put into some of these games. Um, but I would say that that's probably gonna be my first uh goal when it comes to like gaming. Did you said you wanted to go 1-1, or do you want me to just
Yeah,
keep going?
we'll go one on one.
Okay.
So I already did regularly take meds. One of my big goals, which this is gonna, I'm not gonna say sound weird. This stems from something that Nicole got me to do that
Right.
I since like
One
stopped
moment.
doing. Oh, okay. So yes, my next thing, as I was stating before we took our intermission period, is back back in the days of me and Nicole, um, she encouraged me to do something that was for my health, which looking back on it now, I felt great doing this, and that is I'm gonna start quit drinking soda. Not like an immediate cold turkey thing, but I drank way too much soda as it is right now.
Hmm,
Highly just addicted to Code Red Mountain Dew.
I feel
Um,
that.
I've been drinking a shit ton of energy drinks, which are just extremely bad for me being a diabetic, even though there's zero sugar and et cetera, et cetera. Um, the only exception I am making to this is the Nuka Colas because they're part of a bit where I do taste them in the fake promo ads that I make that I've had a lot of fun doing. I do the taste test and everything. I will continue to do that because that is something that I am shelling out a lot of money for. And in that case, if I'm going to be spending a lot of money, yeah, I know. I got my Sunset Sarsaparilla, Quantum Grape, and uh yeah, that's all I got. Quantum Grape, Sunset Sarsaparilla. Right? Quantum and Grape is the only two original flavors I got. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
This is a box one of three.
Yeah, go fuck
Those are all
yourself.
the empties. Anyway,
I still haven't tried the Sunset Sarsaparilla yet, but again, I digress. That's not the main point here. I want to quit soda. I
yeah,
want to
no,
quit
I
my
feel that.
heavy intake of it. If I'm going out somewhere, like if I'm at like a restaurant or an event, like a bottle will be fine. But where I'm drinking like 2 to 3 bottles of soda a day and just going
Yeah.
in late at night getting a big gulp or the super big gulp full of Mountain Dew Code Red,
Hmm.
drinking it until I give myself dysentery, that's a problem.
Totally get that.
So that's on my resolutional goals. Again, another good personal one that betters my health.
I can stand by that one. That was actually something that I'm starting to try and do is because I had already started to like limit my intake of soda. And there was a while there that I actually didn't have any soda in the house. I was very proud of. But the problem is I have a caffeine addiction.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Not voluntary, like not a joke one. Like if I don't have the amount, if I don't have a soda, I end up with these very severe migraines. Um, but I do plan to start that, like cutting it down. Having one is not going to kill me, but I'm trying to limit that. I'm gonna start trying to make like iced tea for the house, which should get me that caffeine kick.
Black tea, yeah.
Yeah. I just gotta get room in the fridge where we have a bunch of rosé and wine bottles just like sitting there.
See, that it's difficult for me because I drink a
I don't
Lonnie.
drink, by the way.
I drink a Lonnie, which I believe has 2 to 500 milligrams of caffeine per can. I don't have a can of it, right? Oh, nope, I do have a can of
You
it
do.
next to me. Ah!
You should. I literally saw it yesterday.
Okay, yeah, I got a cherry slush one. 200 milligrams of caffeine, which I went from C4 Energy, which C4 does have 500 milligrams, and I've got myself cut down to 200 milligrams, so I feel like that's good. I'm
Yeah.
not having my major migraines because I would go from drinking like a couple days worth of cans to cold turkey stopping and then just having the worst migraine and the worst like overall mood because my body's craving that and I'm going through like a withdrawal of sorts for it.
Right. This particular bottle, which is the Japanese one, I don't actually know how much caffeine is in it.
Oh, are you talking to the soda?
Yeah, I got a Japanese bottle or Chinese bottle. I don't know. Totally. Well, actually, that one was a Code Zero, so or a Coke Zero, so might not have had anything. Anyway,
So is that
uh,
your one?
no, I was just agreeing with you. That is
Oh,
something
okay.
I'm also doing. I'm not making that like a resolution. I was just
Have
already
you
doing
ever
that.
have you ever done the whole quit soda thing?
I have. So while I was working at the bowling alley, I had quit drinking soda, and I had gotten past all of the headaches, and I started actually losing weight from just not having that sugar intake.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was only drinking water or maybe a tea, but I was also trying to cut down, like, get rid of the caffeine addiction. And I forget what ended up happening, but I think it was my now ex. Is I'm gonna just blame her for everything now.
As you
Anything
do
bad
with
happened in my
exes.
life, I stubbed my toe. Ah, it's my ex.
I can see it. You're walking down the alleyway and you get stabbed, and your last words are like, "Fucking God, you fuck."
Damn my ex. No. I think I had lost my job at the bowling alley and got kicked out of school, and then I started drinking a lot of soda because I wasn't drinking alcohol.
You're drinking the grown-ups version of alcohol. You're just cracking open cans of Coke.
Yeah. Uh, Actual resolution though, and this is gonna sound stupid because I'm
No
pretty sure this
resolution.
was also resolution last year.
No
I
resolution is stupid. It's a goal to better yourself. And I feel like that's where the stigma of giving up
so
in like February comes from.
I I'm gonna set this. This is a goal that I actually should complete by the end of January. I am setting the goal right now to actually have my office space usable for live streaming. Because the reason I'm not live streaming on my computer anymore is because this room is no longer set up. I have this. I This is something I don't know even know if you had knew I was gonna do. I have a. I'll take a picture of it and put it here. But
Yeah. Take a picture and I'll put it in post.
please stand by while I take a picture for Ryunn, so he knows what I'm talking about.
Do 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 do.
I have this. I've had this for some time now. And my goal is I'm going to get this put up, probably behind me. If not behind me, it's going to be to my left. Um,
LED message board.
yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
So you just write on it with chalk, and it'll like actually light up.
Hmm.
So I was thinking of behind me, so that way, like when I'm doing the live streams, like it'll be right there.
Yeah.
Because I don't plan to just have like this background. There's a flag. Oh, I also need to like get a new camera, like actually get back there, but that's fine. It'll probably the LED will probably be here. But anyway, I have a Stream Deck literally sitting in front of me. It's the Vault 33 Vault Tech one. That I just don't use yet. I have it, and I do have two sounds on it. One is the hospital heartbeat. I don't know why the thing's not on. And then the other one is a record scratch that yeah, I'm wanting to add more, but we're not there yet. I think there's an update. That's why it's not wanting to. Anyway,
Wanting to.
before I get sidetracked there, I'm wanting to actually get my area set up for working on what I need to work on outside of my like streaming life, and also making it so that way I can actually stream, and I can turn this into my zone, and then I can record or live stream from like the Xbox or PlayStation in the living room because I don't plan on putting another TV in here. My wife will kill me if I do that part. Though I guess
Ow.
I could borrow a monitor, an extra monitor, because I do have another monitor somewhere. Anyway, so that's my other goal, and that one I'm setting a time limit of I have 1 month to get
I
that done
think
because
that's
that one
good though,
shouldn't
because
be
that's
too
a
hard to do.
realistic. That is a realistic goal. Which is the point of resolutions. You want to set resolutions that you could realistically achieve. Like they're not meant to be some extravagant like I want to climb Mount Everest with no hiking or climbing like training whatsoever. I want to do it by February.
Yeah.
My next personal resolution is I want to hit the gym more regularly.
Hmm.
I get into these moments where it's like I'm gonna chalk it up to my mental health, where it'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go for the 45 minutes I have in between the time I get off of work and the time I got to take Chris to work. I was like, I could squeeze in some cardio or some weightlifting during that 45 minutes.
Hmm.
And then I just don't. I'll like sleep in my car or like I go to Chris's house and just immediately pass out on his floor. So I'm wanting my main goal for this is I want to be able to go to the gym 5 times a week for at least an hour a day that I go.
Okay.
Which is the ultimate goal, which I mean I could easily just run to the gym, set a timer for an hour, sit there and do that and just force myself to do it every day, but I want to lean into it more
I
kosherly.
I will say that our job does take a lot out of us, and we
Oh
don't
yeah.
know until like we're done. Because
I
there's many times I will get done with work, I'll finally get home, and then I'm just like, I can't freaking move. Like I am
I
so freaking exhausted.
I don't want to toot my own horn here. This is a very subjective opinion. I agree with your statement, but I feel like I have it worse because of the different population we work with. Because
Yes,
we
I
work
do
on two
understand.
separate.
However, uh, you're dealing with a smaller amount. I'm dealing with every day I see at least 200.
Yeah, but
If
I
different like
see roughly 50, but the 50 that I see on a daily basis have the mentality of what feels like 300, just due to the severity of the nature.
anyway.
Especially since I've been placed with the one,
Yes.
and that's what I'll
Regardless,
leave it
we
at.
are uh not competing. It's we do it out of the love
Life
of our
is a
hearts.
giant well, life is a giant competition, David. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I wanna hit the gym more regularly. I pay $25 a month for my gym membership, and as you know, nothing irritates me more than just
Wasting
throwing
money.
money to the wind. So yeah, that is my next one. Do you have any other personal ones?
Yeah. Yes, and this one's actually it's another streaming one. So, like I said, I'm not going to be sharing my like private ones,
Yeah.
but my other one and sorry, uh my brain just went to a totally different joke and I was going to do it but it's going to be stupid. Uh anyway, sorry. Train's back on tracks. Um I let me see what I'm actually at cuz I don't think my channel actually has anybody subscribed. Yeah. Does not have anybody subscribed. I want to make it to 10. 10 people on both Twitch and on YouTube. Which YouTube I also need to learn how to edit my videos, which means I need to get the software which I am going to work with you. I was going to talk to you about potentially
Yeah.
uh getting the software and then like having you kind of coach me on how to do that, which I know I'm putting a lot on my table right now on my plate.
It
Um,
is once you understand the fundamentals of like Adobe,
well, it's that
it's
plus the
so easy.
other private stuff that's happening. It's
Yeah.
going to be a lot happening all at once. But my intention is I get to 10. Once I hit 10, I'm going to then up it to I want to get to 20 on each. I'm just going to go by tens.
Hey,
At,
that
at
is
a
a realistic goal. And it,
if and when I get to 100, I'm then going to up it by 25. 125, 150, 175, 200, and then by 50s, 250, 3 uh
I need to
you know,
rewrite my work goal because you got a good point. You have a realistic point. Actually, I'm gonna keep mine that I need to have one goal that's shooting for the stars.
well,
But
it's not a bad idea to have
well, it
that
will
big goal.
also
And this is actually this we're going to get on, all these resolutions, but this is something that a lot of people do is they'll set a goal for themselves of like I want to work out more. And I know you literally just said this and I'm so sorry. This is going to feel like I'm picking on you, but I'm not.
hey, it's what we do here.
People will set a goal of I want to work out more. Well, okay. At what point is that resolution achieved?
Well, I mean that was the
I
whole
want to
point
lose
of
weight.
five
Okay,
times a week for at least an hour,
right. Well,
which I
that was
feel.
I was talking about the vagueness of just saying like
Yeah, no,
I want to go to the gym more. Okay, well, at what point is that actually something you can achieve? You then went on further and you put numbers you could hit.
yeah,
Um,
a
I want to
foreseeable goal.
have 1,000 people following me on social media. That's a pretty lofty goal.
But is
Is it
that
a
a
goal that
thousand
is
people all
easily that is
together,
like
or like through one source? Because I could
well,
easily say like I've already reached my goal if you count towards YouTube, Twitch, and every other like thing that I use.
okay,
I
so
would
let's
be at that
say you
number.
say I want 1,000 people subscribed to my YouTube channel. Like that's a fantastic goal to have, but at the end of the year, if you don't hit that goal, you're not going to feel
That
uh
which is exactly what I was talking about earlier when I was mentioning the whole like last year when I was writing my resolutions, I wrote them in a spot of feeling degraded. I think that's the word I'm trying to use for it. Where I
I
felt
don't think
really
it is,
just
but okay. I don't know what fancy word you're trying to use there, sir. Uh
and now I'm gonna fact check myself here.
but
Degraded.
it's something that my dad had instilled
Yeah,
in
no,
me
okay.
is were
Uh
you using the right word
I,
or
I
is it
used I used the right word. Because again I came from a place of feeling degraded, which is a condition or process of degrading or being degraded. So I was putting myself down. I was degrading
oh
myself because of the
I have not heard that word like that. I thought you might have been saying a different word just wrong.
I may have used
So I
it in the
apologize.
wrong context,
No,
but
I think you were using it right. But getting back to my point
I'm
before
trying
my
to
train
sound
derails again.
smarter.
Uh, sorry,
No, you're good.
one of the cats just hit the door. Uh, Set goals that are achievable, and this is something I've also heard from other people: is set achievable goals so that way when you do hit that goal, you feel accomplished, and they're like, okay, you hit that goal, set a new goal, keep going. So January 1st, I start at 0. I don't actually remember what my Twitch is off the top of my head. I'm not going to look at it right now.
I think you're
And
at
then
5.
I might be at 5. And
I
it's just
know
from
one
like
of y'all are at
close
5.
friends. It's just from like close people uh, following. So I start at 5. I'm going to then go. Okay, I want 15. Just start by the upping of 10. So, or actually, I'll just start at 10. I'll just first goal is 10. Keep what I just said. When I hit 10, I'm like, hey, all right, cool. Now I want 20. And I'm going to continue to get that, like, the, oh God, what's the word? Sorry, my brain no work great.
It's all good. I feel it. I
The
get
feel
that.
good drug.
Dopamine.
Dopamine. I get that dopamine from actually, like, completing my my goal of like, oh yeah, I set this goal and I completed that goal. Now I want my next goal, complete that goal, kind of thing. You know what? I might even put my goals on the LED board when I put it up. Just like constant reminder. What am I striving for? Boom. Laugh. You know, take a take a page out of Jack's book. Simple, achievable goals.
I like
Do you
that.
have anything else?
I have a few more personal, and then I have work related ones because I separated my resolutions into two parts.
Okay.
So I don't know how many you got. So if you would like me to cover more than one, just let me know. But my next personal one is I want to try new things. I find myself continuously stuck in the habit of repetition,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be trying new places to eat, going new places, going to actual events that are in town, uh different genres of movies, games, music. It doesn't really matter on what the thing is. I just want to broaden my experience.
Okay.
Outside of that one, I have one that you will really like, which is I want to either fix the home I'm in or better my living situation. Because that is
Okay.
something that has been a very big hole that has kind of just consumed me. And it kind of goes into the situation of what happened with us the other day. Cause like
Mm-hmm.
I know I was kind of talking to you about it and I was not being able to find the words to express the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like running into the friend from the past. I felt like that sense of awkwardness because I'm just there's a lot of times where I let moments in my life pass me by because of the situation I'm in. Where
Right.
my brain's gonna go, what is the point? Look where you live, look at how you're living. Um, you barely could handle this yourself. Why drag somebody else into this? You drag somebody else into this. It's going to come off as being like that is you're trying to escape, you're trying to pull people down with you. I go into the fight or flight mental response of it all. Not even fight or flight. I go into the fight response of it all.
Right.
And my living situation is something that I do feel very subconscious about. I was like, you see my place. It's a shithole. Like, not even putting any like little prettiness to it. I live in a fucking shithole. Not all of it is my fault, but I do have a lot of responsibility towards that.
Right.
So it's one of the things I want to work on. Quite literally, since you left, I finished doing the room because, as you would know, the bedroom was like the nicest room in the house that has the least amount of issues or flooring or stuff that needs to be replaced and fixed.
Right.
For those of whom
One
who are
moment.
listening or watching, okay, I'll just continue on with
You can keep talking. I gotta go save the cat from the oven. She might have just turned the oven on. So, give me a
fun.
sec.
To fill the viewers and listeners in on this, I live in a place that is currently being reconstructed by myself. Uh, I have zero to little to zero experience in being a carpenter. We are doing a bunch of DIY projects, learning through YouTube. Like I just got done doing electrical work that I learned off of YouTube videos. So in the economy that we have today where you can't really live on your own and afford a place, especially in California, by yourself, I'm taking what I have and I'm just trying to change the perspective I have about it cuz a lot of the times, especially with mental health issues, I look at what I got and then that's my issue. Is I think of where I've been compared to what I've got. And it's not a livable mentality. We are going to take another intermission while David goes and saves his cat. I'm gonna go get some water. All right, we are BACK like a vertebrae.
So, you had asked me if I had any other resolutions. I don't, not really. Um, I I might eventually come up with another resolution before the actual New Year's, and me and you can talk about that. But I don't think there's
Yeah,
anything else I need to add here.
All right, so I will spitball the remainder of my resolutions just out then, so that way we could put a wrap up on this end of the year podcast. Um, one of my big, and this is like one of my star goals, is I want to stop the high intake of fast food that I do. Because I was thinking about it today, and I was like, I literally just I got myself a Big Mac. I was able to get a Big Mac, medium fry, and a large soda for $9.50
Yes.
because I have the McDonald's app, which I love McDonald's and I love Taco Bell, but especially with what's going on right now with my fridge and kitchen situation, I'm resorting way too easily into just getting fast food because I don't want to cook in the dark and deal with shit. Because I think I told you like a couple days ago, I fully submerged my phone in a pot of boiling
Yes.
water
Yes.
because it's just I have no lights because the electrical issues that I was talking about with the fixed home situation. But I eat an ungodly amount of fast food on a regular basis, which being a diabetic, that's just not good for you. I need to have a lot more home cooked meals. I want to limit. I'm not gonna do it all the suddenly because of my situation right now, but I would like to by the end of the year only be getting fast food 2 times a month.
Okay.
Now, I have exclusions towards that. Like, I don't consider Applebee's or like Chili's or restaurant esque places to be fast food.
Right.
So that goes with like delis, sub. Would you consider Subway a fast food? Or would that
Uh,
be more of a deli?
Subway had a drive-through here in town, so yeah, I'll consider Subway fast food.
We don't have a drive through Subway, and
The
it would be
it's
dangerous if we did.
it's very interesting seeing it. It did just go out of business.
Ah. Well, to be fair, a lot of subways have been going out of business because the two subways we have in your town, USA, have just been bought by people.
Dude.
But I am very interested in trying out the food subscription things like GoFresh, and I
Yeah.
think you
So
you were part of one of those at one point.
we had it was
Give me one
HelloFresh.
second. I have a cat that's trying to rip the door down.
Yep, go for it.
Listen here, you
We'll be
little
right back after
bitch.
these messages. Do you suffer from
Chronic masturbation? Me too.
I was going to be like a serious thing, sir, but
Hey,
whatever.
chronic masturbation is a serious issue, all right? You ever
Well,
be
no,
standing
neither of
up?
us suffer from that.
You ever be standing up in front of a class giving a presentation and the next thing you know, you're just like, "Oh fuck."
Did
Is
you
that
know
a
I had a
fusion
power
core?
bank that's a fusion core?
That is cool.
I always forget about it. I gotta charge it.
Back to what
Let's
I
see.
was
It's the original micro USB. Oh, hey, welcome back, guys.
welcome back. That bit might be in just cuz it was funny. It was funny in a horrible way, but you know. What joke is it
Anyway,
nowadays? You may continue on the HelloFresh.
yeah. So we had it. We probably would have continued with it. Like it wasn't bad pricing. What ended up happening though is uh we we were on a roll, and then there was one day where we were supposed to cook the meal because we had, it was I think 5 meals. We were supposed to cook and we didn't. So then it set everything back a day, and then our friends were like, "Oh hey, let's all go out to eat." So then we didn't cook that night, and we ended up like 3 or 4 days behind, and now we have food starting to go bad. We have food showing up, and we're still like
Hmm.
3 meals behind. So you got to stay on top of it. Or we had went to Disneyland, and we had thought that we had canceled for that week, but we didn't. So it showed up,
Ooh.
and so it was sitting on our front porch for like 3 days without us ever getting to it.
Sorry, I have a
So
cat behind me now.
it's just something you got to be wary of because it's a the box
I
comes in
feel
and it does
like
have ice packs, but depending on the timing, like those ice packs might be melted by the time it actually gets to you.
I would be relatively good at at it because even if I missed a meal, that is a potential lunch for another day, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm up really late at night and I have no problem with night cooking. I just need to get myself a better light for the kitchen. But no, HelloFresh is something I'm very interested in trying. I feel like it would do me really well. Do we need to take another intermission?
No, no, I'm typing in your area code and I don't want
Oh,
my thing popping up what I'm typing in.
okay. Um, I told you how one of my side hobbies is writing a book, right?
Yes.
So I've for the last 2 years have been flip flopping between writing a horror novel called Truly Alone, a fan novel for Batman that I would love to try to write up and submit to DC to try to get published because why not shoot for your dreams? So one of my goals for this year is I want to bare minimum in one of the books that I'm working on finish a chapter a month, which is a small goal depending on how big I want to write it. Working on between Hypnosis, Truly Alone, or The Dark Knight, as I will just subtitle it. I feel like those are achievable goals, a chapter a month.
Uh, quick question: how often would you want to be cooking?
What are the options?
1 to 2 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week, or every day? And this is just going to be like one meal a day, by the way.
I'd probably do one meal a day.
Okay.
Another goal of mine is I want to go back to school. As David knows, I want to finish out my teaching degree. If I'm gonna go back to college for anything, I might as well have it in a educational field that I am currently actually in, outside of doing all this fun work that I'm doing on the side for hobby reasons. Work wise, I have resolutions for YouTube this year, and I feel like I could really push it. I have a minimum goal of 300 subs on YouTube. The actual goal is 500. Realistic goal is anything over 1,000. Another thing I want to do with YouTube is I want to have more live action bits. I really miss the days, and I was talking to Chris about this. Was I miss when I first started YouTube and like I would have you come over and we would do like food slap or Pop Tart taste, and we did a lot more stuff in person. You have a price circled. Is that $65.86?
For the first box per week. So this is per week. That's for the first box. The second box is the other price. So every week it would be that.
I'd have to definitely like look because I spend roughly on average maybe $100 a month on food, like
Yeah.
groceries,
Keep in mind that they said that each of their meals is set for a serving for 2 people. So one person, you would just have leftovers.
which would just go to lunch the next day for work. But
HelloFresh, if you want to sponsor us,
yeah, hell, you sponsor us. I will do recordings of cooking the food and do taste things on the podcast. I am very much open to doing sponsorships. I know one of the things I'm looking into right now is Dubby. Um, Back to what I was saying. Twitch TV, my main goal for this next year is I want to reach affiliate, which I'm already super close. I literally just need to average per live stream 3 viewers. And if I could do that 3 times, I've reached affiliate and I will start making money on Twitch. Which isn't the main goal. I know I keep saying making money on this, making money on that, which to me personally is not the main goal on why I'm doing things. But if I was to be able to make money doing these things, it would open up a lot more free time and a lot more charisma into doing these things.
Right.
As I was talking with Chris, I was like, if I was able to make $2,000 a month between YouTube and Twitch together, I would be able to live comfortably doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, relatively comfortably because I make roughly paycheck wise 1,900 a month with the job I work at now.
Yes.
So yeah. Um through both Twitch and YouTube, one of my big goals for this year, which is so weird being in the YouTube game for about a decade and not having this as a goal that's already been somewhat completed. I want to build a community. I want to actually utilize Discord and have it open. I want to learn Discord a little bit more so that way when me and you obviously use it for recordings, we don't have random people just jumping into the Discord call. But there's been a thing and I've been looking at other streamers and other YouTubers' Discord channels. And the one thing I really like, and I'm part of a lot of communities now, is I like how Discord works for that. For a general hub for other people to kind of meet through it, play games together. And that was ultimately one of the goals of Nerdgazmic was it was meant to be a community hub. So I want to kind of shift and look into that. Between Twitch and YouTube, I want to do more than just video game let's plays. I would like to open up a little bit of more of a variety, whether that's through just the podcasts, vlogs, filming hobbies, shit like that. With the podcast, I want to have more regular uploads. As of right now, R&R uploads on Mondays. The goal plan for the next season of Nerdgazmic podcast is to upload on Fridays. So hopefully we'll be able to get that in there. I need to talk to Chris today, find out how we're doing on that because it's looking like the Nerdgazmic podcast is going to be just me and Chris. And it's going to be a relatively similar format to how we're doing here, but we have more segmented bits.
Yes.
So we're gonna be doing a lot of nerd talk and pop culture things, and we have other bits incorporated into it that we've been working on. Um, Another podcast related goal is I want a higher slash longer season. I compare. I have the bad habit of comparing every other season we've done on any podcast to the first season of Drinking Corner.
Right.
We have not hit those numbers since the first season of Drinking Corner. And I want to finally beat and break that. That is my goal. And then my final resolution is I want to at least spend 5 hours a week learning Unreal Engine 5. Because if I'm no longer going to go to college for game development and all that, I want to pursue it in my free time. Like, it is a goal I genuinely want to do. I feel like it's something I could do with free time, and I need to allot myself that time to do it and learn it and master it. But yeah, that is a quick shot look at our 2026 resolutions, a year in review, everything like that. I know you are about to get busy, David, so I want to kind of wrap this up. You ready for a better year this year? A better
Absolutely.
season?
And
Not even just
better
looking at
year,
it.
better year starts with us actually going in with better plans, which me and you behind the scenes, and we're not going to discuss this on air ever. Me and you have a plan, and we don't need the money for it. But if you want to give us money,
If you want to give us money, that is something that I'm not opening yet, but is going to be available soon. I will say that I have finally gotten over the hurdle I put in front of myself about seeking donations.
we're not seeking it. But if you want to, you can. Just don't expect anything out of it. right now.
I mean,
I
there
mean,
will be
like we might be
there will
able
be
to put
some
like
quality of life stuff. Like I just bought a green screen now for myself, but that's for other uses. But I mean, donations would be put into something that would be going into production, better microphones, better quality cameras, better software, like bits that we would be
yeah.
doing on podcasts. Anything you give us is either going to be going to a quality of life upgrade for the shows that we are doing, or quite literally just better of life situations. It's not going to be just endlessly spent on Taco Bell, McDonald's, and Mountain Dew Code Red.
It will be spent on stuff for the channel, for the podcast, for the
But that does come to say, if Mountain Dew wants to sponsor us, Code Red is the flavor of choice. That is
Code
the
Red for both of
poison.
us. I do love a good Code Red.
I will say, I know I said wanted to quit soda with the exception of Nuka Cola, because like I put roughly $50 away every time they drop a new Nuka Cola flavor.
Right.
I am a sucker when Mountain Dew does pull out the new flavors, and I do try those every time.
Of course.
And again,
Anyway, sir.
situations.
Yes, we can talk about this later. If you want to
Later.
sponsor.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Whether you listen to it through any of your streaming services like iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, on the RyunnEldred YouTube channel, thank you for being present for this episode. And thank you guys for following us on our very short but well-breathed season. Again, resolution is we're going to have more uploads. It's going to be more continuous. Hopefully we can pick up with sponsors. Hopefully we can pick up momentum. If you guys would like to leave suggestions on what you would like to hear us talk about, or if you think there's anything worth discussing that you would like to hear a couple of losers' opinions on, please leave them in our social medias. You can find links to all that in the description below. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the bell icon to be notified when podcasts and or videos come out. We will see you next time. Happy New Year, everybody.
We will see you next year, everybody.
We will see you next year.